Hello and welcome to more Journey of the Prairie King. Last time we made it all the way to Koga, and in between episodes I had to do a bit of grinding just because some of my Pokemon are on the cusp of evolution. This time I will attempt to defeat Koga, and hopefully we'll see at the end of the battle some of our Pokemon will finally reach their final forms. Let's begin. Wahahaha! A mere child like you dares to challenge me. The very idea makes me shiver with mirth. My daughter could defeat you easily. Still, if you wish to challenge me, I will show you the ninja way. To spare to the creeping horror of poison-type Pokemon. Alright, Koga's team by default is very underwhelming and uninteresting, and I did change it substantially, so let's see what he's got. Kingdra here, gonna be a water poison type, but hopefully I can outspeed and hit it with super effective dig before it can do anything meaningful. It does use Toxic there, but it misses. Okay, wow, Dig did do over half, and we do outspeed, so thankfully we're able to KO there without getting poisoned by Poison Point. Scourge growing to level 36 is very nice. Here we see Starmie. I think Snad will be a really good match for Starmie. I'm not sure if there's anything that Starmie can do to Snad, unless it has some sort of water-type move coverage. But it doesn't. It does use Psychic. That hits really hard, especially considering that I don't think it's Stab. I think Starmie is Poison Dark. I did get the speed drop, so I think I will take the risk and see if Snad can outspeed here. Especially since I think Koga might go for heal. Yeah, he heals, we get another speed drop. So hopefully that'll be enough to make us outspeed. Okay, Snad outspeeds, that's great. Here we see Weezing, who we know is Poison Psychic and has Levitate, so I think Nuvolette will be a really good match. Alright, he uses Cosmic Power. I'm not sure if he has any healing items left, but either way our best choice is to go for a knockoff. And that still does over half even with the +1 special defense. So we get that KO. Here we see Magmar, who we know is a poison type. Both of our ground types are pretty badly damaged, so I'll leave this to Nuvolette. Hopefully Surf does good damage here. Signal Beam, that is super effective, that's probably going to KO. Magmar is a physical attacker in this Roam hack. So that puts us in a kind of a bad position. I think I want to send out Cold Front and use Icy Wind to lower this thing's speed. Yeah, Sludge Bomb is going to get the one shot. Cold Front is a bit frail, but also Magmar is pretty powerful. I think I'll go to Nimbus. See how much damage Nimbus can do here. Alright, we dodged a Toxic there. Fly does a good deal of damage, but unfortunately Nimbus falls to the Sandstorm before getting the KO. I think Scourge, maybe Snad. It is at -1 speed, so maybe Snad can outspeed here. Alright, excellent. Snad really carried the team there. You have proven your worth. Here, take the Soul Badge. Okay, we can finally use Surf outside of battle, and that's going to let us get our next team member that I've been eagerly awaiting pretty much since the start of the game. I really am looking forward to using this Pokemon. Let's see. It's unfortunate that we didn't see any evolutions there. I think I would like to see Nimbus evolve first. Although actually, now that I think about it, Nimbus is a pretty bad matchup into the area where we're getting our next team member, which is going to be the power plant. So now we can actually use Surf, which is great, very satisfying. We can catch Staryu, who's not a weather Pokemon, but it is a good answer to Sabrina. It is I, Pokemaniac Mark. Want to see my collection? Yeah, this guy is very proud of himself. And his Flareon that we've already seen thanks to Brock. Yeah, pretty high defense. Even though it's 7 levels below me, it still tanked the Mudshot. Snad learns Rock Slide here. It is a 100 accuracy, as I said it would be in the Mount Moon episode. Honestly, I would like Rock Slide, but we need Strength to progress, and unfortunately we need Cut too, so I'm probably gonna have to get rid of Slack Off here, which is unfortunate, but that's okay. Licky Tongue, I think this is our first time seeing, but I will give this to Nimbus. We see it's a fire type. We are a water type with Surf, so we have an advantage here. We fall just short of the one-shot, but that's okay. Yeah, Snad is finally evolving. Let's see what Victory Bell looks like. Okay, and here we see Victory Bell. It's got a lot of sand. Who could have seen that coming? Certainly not me. Yeah, Nimbus matches up poorly into the electric type Pokemon here, but he's so close to evolving that I really want to get at least one KO. And here we see right away the Pokemon that we were aiming to get, Vulpix. Okay, we don't get any experience for catching Pokemon in this game, so I will... No, I was about to knock it out, but it is our first encounter. It's kind of like poetic. It's like the game wants us to get a Vulpix, so instead I'm just going to start flashing. Yeah, this is Vulpix. It's kind of pulling out the Lieutenant Surge moveset. For some reason, Lieutenant Surge's Ninetales didn't use Will-O-Wisp against me even once. It just spammed Substitute until it died to Sand. This Vulpix is a bit smarter than that. Alright, we catch it in the first ball. Similar to its lowland form, Delta Vulpix comes from a distant region, which is called Inazuma. Yeah. Okay, I will name it... I'll name it Miko after its design inspiration. I'm very original when it comes to naming. None shall question me. Alright, Nimbus evolves. It's a bit unceremonious, getting the final bit of experience against a wild Pokemon, but let's see what Blastoise turns into. Yeah, so here we see gray-black Blastoise with a cloud of thunder. Very happy with the way it came out, and I'm also happy with the kind of intrigue brought on by the Squirtle line. Squirtle starts off as flying, turns into flying water, and then finally into flying electric. So you kind of have different types at different stages of the game, and depending on how you match up into different threats, you can kind of choose to delay or speed up your evolution. But of course, I'm fine. I don't need a water type. I have Nuvolette, so I'm fine with evolving it right away. And let's get out our Vulpix. Yeah, I said we were going to replace Junmo in the last episode. That was not a lie. So it has Naughty Nature. I'm not sure which stats that changes, but it does come with Quick Attack to hit ground types, unlike Lieutenant Surge. I will never not be disappointed by that gym fight. But I don't think that's all. I mean, the power plant is really known for one thing, right? So let's go, head back there, and get ourselves a Zapdos. Actually, let's fly to Celadon City and grab ourselves some Ultra Balls. Before we do that, I don't think I changed the catch rates for Zapdos for any of the legendaries really, so it might be a while. Oh, this place doesn't sell Ultra Balls. That's unfortunate. Okay, I will grab Ultra Balls however I can, and I will get back to you. Okay, and we're back in the power plant. I did buy some Ultra Balls from Fuchsia City, actually. It's kind of weird that the inventory of the Pokemarts doesn't scale with your badges like in future generations. Could be due to technical limitations. They probably just didn't want to program that. Yeah, Electrode is still the Pokeball mimic that you can find in this place. And also it does learn Covet, so in case you want to steal items off a wild Pokemon, you can catch yourself an Electrode. Unfortunately, it is a bit more difficult to farm mushrooms in this game for the move relearner because Paris is a ghost type, so you can't use Covet on it. And with that, I think we've seen Kangaskhan out here. We've seen, you know, Vulpix, Magnemite, all the Pokemon this place has to offer. So I think I will go ahead and use a Repel. The items here are definitely worth grabbing. That was a Thunderstone. So that's how we'll evolve our newest team member, Miko. Self-Destruct is going to do crazy damage here. This is the pre-Gen 5 Self-Destruct and Explosion with the added effect of having your opponent's defense. Okay, so here we see Zapdos. I'm not sure what the best way to take this thing on is, but I will attempt to catch it, and I will reset if I have to. This thing is completely optional, I'm not using it on my team, it's just a nice little trophy to have, and with that, let's try and catch it. He greets us with a very enthusiastic Gyao, as I do to all my family members and friends. But yeah, here we see Mecha Zapdos. I am very happy with the way this design came out. I think it's my favorite of the 3 legendary birds. We will see the others as we progress, and right away, we get unceremoniously one-shot by a Drill Peck. That's probably to expected. I did soup up Zapdos' stats to be more suitable for its steel flying type. But wow, not even Scourge can take a hit very well, and it does no damage in return. Let's see if Nimbus with that electric typing can help a little bit. Okay, I doubt the Zapdos has any moves to hit Nimbus, but at the same time, it is a wild Pokemon, so it does go off of random moves. It doesn't have a particularly smart AI, even if it's, you know, even if it outspeeds me by like 50 times, it's still gonna spam Agility. Okay, it's at realistically the lowest HP threshold that I can get it to. We have nothing to put it to sleep or paralyze it. Drill Peck still does crazy damage. But yeah, it's just a pure numbers game. Just spam balls as hard as I can. With all my Pokemon slowly getting one shot. Actually, very quickly getting one shot. Yeah, the only saving grace is that it just really likes spamming Agility and Detect. And if I wipe, as I said, I will reset. But I'm not gonna just make you sit through me throwing balls over and over again. Yeah, okay. I will reset, I'll bring you back to when something interesting happens. Okay, that didn't take too long, this is only my second attempt. That took, what, like 11 or 12 Ultra Balls? Not too bad. Zapdos' mechanical body and AI mind were constructed by the military to defend Kanto's only power plant. Give a nickname? No, we're not using this. As cool as it is and as powerful as it is, this is a weather challenge. And I normally avoid using legendaries anyway, because they kind of trivialize this game that's already trivial, so I will bring you back to the next interesting thing that I plan to do. Okay, and we're back. I decided that even though we totally can take on Silphco and defeat Team Rocket right now, I would like to get Miko on par with the rest of the team, and the best way to do that is to fight a bunch of trainers that use water-type Pokemon. As we can see here, Miko, even though we literally just caught him, is already pretty good at dispatching with these weak water-type Pokemon. Except for Seal, who is neutral to electric and has good special defense. So we can use... yeah, we'll use Nimbus for that. We can just hit him with Air Cutter. Shelter, I think we already saw, is Steel Ice. Yeah, no amount of Protects is going to save him. Actually, that Aurora Beam does hit fairly hard. A crit might have been bad there, but Miko hanging in there. Porygon, we've already seen, but unfortunately I think Porygon's special defense is actually pretty high. So we do have to switch there. Yeah, wow, that guy just gave me $116. I guess you don't carry much money around on you when you're swimming, but that's pretty sad. That's like pretty much pocket change. Imagine you beat up a guy and he's like, damn, here's $1. This guy can't swim. That's really unfortunate for him. I hope he finds someone who's willing to help him. You can do a water-on-water mirror match. Yeah, Porygon, real interesting Pokemon. It gets the Serene Grace ability. It doesn't really have all that much. It's not like Togekiss, where it can, you know, fish for flinches with Air Slash, but it does get extra sensory, as I'm pretty sure we've already seen. So you can attempt to flinch that way. It also gets Water Pulse, so you can try to fish for Confusion Luck if you're desperate. I think Nuvolette will be good for this Psychic type, unless it decides to put me to sleep. Even then, I don't think it has anything to hit me, so we're fine. Poliwhirl, yeah, let's just stay in and knock off. Not worth switch training right now. Wow, level 5 Horsey, that would not have given me any experience. At that point, it's just a instant flee. I think I'll target down this Seadra because it's probably more threatening. Unfortunately, Miko does faint there. That's fine. Nuvolette has yet to evolve, so let's just train him up a bit. Alright, I'll heal and bring us back right here. Okay, let's continue. I've always been confused as to why these 4 trainers are just chilling there in the water doing absolutely nothing 24/7. But you know, it's fine. If they want to just do that, then that's their prerogative, you know? Okay, we see Static Kick in there. That's pretty nice. Dugong will stay in. It is worth the experience. I think this is the first time we're seeing Dugong, but its design is very, you know, intuitive. It's a pretty natural conclusion from what Seal is. Poliwrath is a Psychic type once again, so Nuvolette can take her on. Yeah, Miko is very quickly approaching the rest of the team. We've already taken on a much stronger Starmie today, so that's not a big deal. I'm not going to test Miko's luck with this one. I'll just let Scourge take the KO. Turns into a water type, that's fine. Mudshot is enough. Horsey, though, that's perfect fodder for Miko. Okay. Yeah, now that we're electric, we're no longer neutral to grass, so Nimbus is a good grass resist for the team. Okay, Miko single-handedly getting the KO on that Porygon and learning Thunderbolt, which is a pretty good improvement over Shockwave, so I will take it. Yeah, that's why I didn't use the Thunderbolt TM on Miko before. The level up movesets in this game are good enough to mitigate the need for TMs. Unlike, you know, vanilla FireRed where Sand Slash just doesn't get a single ground type move by level up other than Mud Slap or whatever. Really is pretty pathetic. Alright, thankfully we survived there, and hopefully with this trainer Miko can get to level 30, and then I'll end the episode. Alright, Miko is just barely on the cusp, so let's let Scourge take this kill on Starmie. We get poisoned, that's a bit unfortunate. But okay, Miko gets to level 30, and I think that's a good place to end the episode. Next time, we will probably make our way to Cinnabar Island, the only island named after a dessert, and yeah, see where our journey takes us from there. Maybe we'll fight Blaine, maybe we'll go back and defeat Silph Go, who knows. But until then, thanks for watching, and goodbye!